Yo, let's talk about it, man. Like, this is some deep shit. The Manosphere, the Red Pill Spear, all that shit on you see on YouTube is dead. It's fucking dead. These guys are cowards. They're not about really doing anything to actually help the community of guys. All they're doing is having a fucking big ass bitch fest and complaining about, oh, well, you see these girls do all bad things and blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, okay, we get that. What are we going to do to stop it? All they keep telling you to do is they give you the very feminine fucking answer, which is better yourself and become the top 10%. And you know what happens when you become that top 10% guy? You deal with the same bullshit. Except for now, you just get more sex out of it. That's it. You don't get better women because you get in the top 10%. Now all that happens is you become a high value target. You get more sex, but you still don't solve the systemic issue. And that's my big problem with the red pill fucking manosphere community. Because they're actually exacerbating the problem. They're making it worse. See, and this is what you start, and this is a larger societal issue just with most things, is that people like to talk about the issues, but then when it actually comes to doing something and creating a 10-step plan of how do we solve and fix it and get the problem corrected, everybody's fucking crickets, because that requires sacrifice. See, everybody talks that big game, and everybody's a statistics guy. Everybody brings the information to you, but nobody's giving you solutions. I'm here to give you some fucking solutions. Let me tell you what the goddamn solution is, Mister Manosphere, Red Pill, all these fresh and fit. I'm so tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the content. You bring on girls and you tell them that, well, did you know that a top guy, blah blah blah, and that you going out with 20,000 guys is not going to. Dude, shut up. First of all, why does the show even exist? All you do is giving them attention, which is what they wanted in the first place. They didn't care about fucking your systemic problems and you talking about the modern man. They don't care. You know why? Because they're still getting attention. They're still getting dick. So what the fuck do they care? Oh, well, I got to be on Fresh and Fit. Some guy will simp in my fucking profile and send me stuff, and I'll still be able to be happy. Well, not happy, but I'll be miserably happy. And most women are content with being miserably happy. They're fine with that. But guys want to complain and bitch and just yell, and they're such sex fiends. Everybody's such a sex fiend that they don't care. They're like, fuck it, I'll be the top 10% guy and I'll just go around fucking chicks all day long. That'll be my whole fucking life. I'll never be able to build a family unit and have a real great, like, systemic society where we're all happy. Everybody's living wonderful and beautiful lives because we have family units now. No, I don't care about anything that much. That's too much work for me to do. I'm just going to sit there on my show, make my YouTube checks and collect this money, have beautiful girls come on the show, and then try to give them a lecture. What the fuck? You giving them a lecture? No, repercussions. And this is why I'm proposing that we just stop having sex. Like, there needs to be a dick strike for 2023 and so forth until we get this shit figured out. Guys got to just fucking step away completely. And the men going their own way movement, it's a brilliant idea. It really is. But the problem is a lot of guys, they go into monk mode. They develop their best selves and they come back into society and back in the fold. And now they get treated differently because now they got money, got a little bit of status, and they look good. And then it's enough to make most guys fold. Most guys forget why they started that in the first place. And see, that's the issue that we're having in today's age. Guys are forgetting why they started the mission in the first place. See, man, very simple creature. We're very simple creatures, man. All we want to do is be respected, be admired, have food in our bellies, have a beautiful woman that wants to be in our life, and do some work that's purposeful and meaningful and be happy. That's pretty much every man's like dream. That's all we want to do. And a lot of guys lose sight of that because they've been corrupted through the internet. They've been corrupted by Andrew Tate. They've been corrupted by Sneeko. They've been corrupted by all these fucking Manosphere Red Pill guys who go out there and they tell you, well, you can still get as many women as you want and you'll be the guy, but you'll never be happy. Because man doesn't find happiness in sleeping with random women. That's not where man's happiness comes from. Man's happiness comes from stability and peace. And when you sleep with a whole bunch of chicks, that's actually the opposite. You're actually bringing instability and drama into your life. Because what's going to happen is they're now going to try to figure out how do they fucking gang you to get out of your resources. That's all it becomes. You just become a bigger target. Once you go to monk mode, you disappear. So now we're in a situation where a bunch of guys have been given bad information, which is not really bad information, which is you want to become the best version of yourself, become powerful, rich, and status. But the problem is they didn't tell these guys why and what to do once you get to that point. See, that nobody has the answers for that one except for Apex. Apex got the answers for that one. Build your own city. You damn fucking right. You build your own city. Once you get to the point where you're powerful, you got resources, and you're doing well, you build your own city, you build other like-minded guys, you build a community, And then eventually women will flock to it. And then when you're in control of your own city and you kind of decide how things work out and play, then you now have the control and the power. But most guys don't want to think that far because that requires you to have sacrifice. See, if you're trying to do something big that's changed society, that requires great sacrifice and it requires you to take the be on the front lines. And chances are you might be a casualty. And that's the problem. Guys have forgotten the days of being a casualty. That casualties are part of the fucking goddamn game. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose everything I got. But I'm willing to do it if it means there's a brighter tomorrow for the rest of my fucking people. Like, consequences be damned. At the end of the day, what separates man from animal is that we're willing to sacrifice ourselves for the better of everybody else. And nobody else wants to be outspoken and talk about how to become men, then we're all going to be doomed to fall. Because eventually reality will catch up to us. When everybody, like, and that's the thing I think a lot of guys don't understand. They're going to get you too. You're crazy if you think you're not going to get got. It's like back in like in the Hitler days when they were persecuting Jews and whatever. Not even Hitler, but just any regime. When they start off, they always go after the group that they dislike the most, that everybody universally dislikes. And then they slowly start to take the rights away from everybody. Slowly. It's a slow increment fucking chip away. Because guys think, well, it's not me, so shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm living good. And it keeps going. It keeps going. And then eventually, you get the knock at your door, and then you get taken away. And then you're like, what the fuck? Why did nobody want to save us? Well, did you save the people when you saw it was bad at first? No, you didn't speak up. You didn't do anything about it. You let it fucking happen. And because you let it happen, it's happening to you. And that's what's happening. That's what happened to our government. That's what's happening to mass media. That's what's happening to everybody. They're coming for your kids. I'm telling you, Amish the Minister Jap. The government is coming for your kids, people. You can try to pretend like they're not. You try to pretend they're coming for the youth, and they're trying to get rid of all the men and make them placate to society by threatening you with a cancel. But guess what? You can't be canceled. That's a fake thing. It doesn't exist. If you were going to get canceled, you were going to get canceled regardless. It was just a matter of time. So you might as well start the preemptive strike. And that's one of the things I start to notice. When I start to see shit go bad, and I start to realize, hey, man, my ass on the chopping block next, I fucking take a preemptive strike. I make sure I fucking put them in a worse position by me leaving before they put me in a bad position by taking it away from me. And that's what guys need to start doing. Just start leaving. Eventually, at some point, and we're going to see this with the Israel Adesanya case. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to Israel Adesanya. He got jammed up right now because his ex-girlfriend is claiming that she deserves half of his money for beating his ex-girlfriend, and that she supported him, and that she just thinks she's entitled to half because she was around when he was building himself. That's crazy. But you know what? He might lose. He might lose, people. And you're probably thinking, oh, get the fuck out of here. Bro, I'm telling you, at some point, girls will be able to start taking you to court just because they dated you. Well, I dated him, and I paid for the dinner, and he took my time, and I should get money. And you know what? And the courts are going to be full of compromised guys trying to fucking placate to get the fucking pussy, because a lot of these guys are pussy fiends, and they're going to agree with her, and they're going to take half your shit. And then you guys are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. How could this happen? Well, you know why it could happen? Because you let it happen to everybody else. And you didn't fight. You didn't say anything. You didn't stand up. You didn't make a stand. And here's the thing. I'm not saying go to war with the fucking government or anything crazy like that. I'm just saying stop having fucking premarital sex with these girls. Stop giving your attention away for free. And I understand there's simps that are going to do it regardless. The simps don't care. The simps are doing the crash out. But you got to understand, women hate simps. Women don't. They despise simps. They look at simps like disgusting creatures, subhuman. But what's keeping the game fucked up is the Chads. And really, my message is more so to the Chads than anybody else. Because the Chads, they love them some ass. And I don't get mad at the Chad. I used to be a Chad at one point. But I elevated. I've grown past Chadhood. And I'm begging the Chads, please, Chads, stop ramming these girls just for 6 months or a year. And I promise we'll be able to fix the situation. They'll be begging for us to come back, and they'll give us whatever our terms and conditions are. Because women love sex way more than we love sex. But it requires you to make a sacrifice. And the sacrifice is not even that big. Just stop having sex, please. Just stop having premarital sex for next year. If all guys united and say, look, we're not giving girls any more attention, no more premarital sex, we will be able to end this fucking dumb shit that we got going on in the dating scene tomorrow. Because the simps will fucking drive these girls away. Because girls are repulsed by simps. But because the Chads keep fucking putting their dick in these girls, we're all suffering the consequences. So Chads, my message to you is, fuck those Manosphere niggas. Listen to Apex. I'm giving you the real shit. I want you guys to fucking win. I want everybody to win. I want to see beautiful families and communities that are prospering and growing, and everybody's doing their own thing, and we fucking take back our government, and we fucking have a beautiful time in life. A golden rebound is what I call it. but we might have to crash out first. And guys, I know it's gonna be hard to give up the pussy. I understand, man. I was once like you guys. And maybe it's unfair for me to be an old dude in my ripe 70s telling you guys to stop giving up the pussy, stop just taking out the pussy. But listen, if you stop, I guarantee you're gonna be way more happy with the results a year from now, as opposed to we keep going down this fucking road of debauchery and haram and nonsense. So that is my message. Fuck the Manosphere. They got no real answers. Apex got the answers. Hit me for a consultation. Check out the webpage. Check out the content. Like, subscribe, share. Please, man. Men, that's make men great again. Because we can do it together. We all stand. But if we all fall and we don't try, we're going to be doomed. And I don't want to see everybody doomed because it's fucking not pretty.